Hello world! Welcome back to another Hack This Site walkthrough video. In this video, we'll be walking through all 7 JavaScript challenges. Let's get into it. We'll start off here with JavaScript 1, Idiot Test. Faith is learning JavaScript. The only thing that is protecting her from the hackers is luck. Let's go ahead and open up the challenge in a new tab. We're going to inspect the check password button right here. And you're going to notice that there's an onClick event calling the check function in JavaScript. For us to view the full script, all we got to do is go to Debugger, expand the Hack This Site entry here, expand missions, and then click Index. We're going to scroll down on Index, and you're going to notice the check function is down here. Now in this check function, we can see that X is being compared to cookies, and X represents our input, because when we call check, it's passing in whatever we put into the password blank, which is right here. So, that being the case, we can see that X, or our input, is being compared to cookies, and if it is cookies, it'll alert when, and then it'll submit our X value as the password for the password submission URL to tell us that we got the correct password. So we're going to submit cookies as our password. Click check password. We get the when message. Click OK. And we get a new message that says, "Congratulations, you have completed this challenge." Let's move on to JavaScript 2, Disable JavaScript. Faith had made a redirect script and log out with JavaScript to keep hackers away. Let's go ahead and open this challenge in a new tab. We have an error message here that says, "Try again, you didn't disable JavaScript." The easiest way to disable JavaScript in Firefox is simply by opening up a new tab, doing about:config. And what this will do is it'll bring up a bunch of options or preferences that you can set within Firefox. We're looking for JavaScript options. We're looking for the JavaScript.enable option specifically right here. It's set to true. We want to change that to false. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to close this tab and we're going to reopen our challenge in a new tab. And we should have this click here to win link. If we click that, we'll get a message that says, "Congratulations, you have completed this challenge." Make sure after the challenge to re-enable JavaScript, that way you can continue on to the next levels and not have any problems, because you do need JavaScript enabled to solve the rest of the challenges. Let's move on to JavaScript 3, Math Time. Faith is going to test your math skills and your JavaScript operations. Let's go ahead and open that in a new tab. Faith is going hardcore with JavaScript operators. Here we have foo equals 5 plus 6 times 7. Order of operations says that that would be 6 times 7, which is 42. 42 plus 5 would be 47. So we'll just go ahead and take note of that. Bar equals foo mod 8. That's 47 divided by 8 and grabbing the remainder. So 47 divided by 8, that's 8 times 5 with a remainder of 7. So that should be 7. And then moo equals bar times 2. So that would be 7 times 2, which is 14. And then we have rar, which is moo divided by 3, which is some decimal value. Doesn't matter. Because if you look at check x, we have if x.length, and we can assume x to be our input, just like from the first challenge. If x.length is equal to moo is 14, we alert when. So all we need is a password that's 14 characters. So I'm just going to type in 14 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Click check password. You've already done the mission. No points awarded. I solved this one earlier because I didn't know for certain if that was the right answer. But you will get a congratulations message if you haven't solved this challenge yet. Let's move on to JavaScript 4, var. But that's what it said, right? Let's go ahead and open this challenge in a new tab. Faith is trying to trick you. She knows that you're tired after all the math works. Let's go ahead and inspect our check password button right here. We can see that we have our friendly repetitive check function here. Let's go ahead and check the JavaScript source. If we scroll down, we're going to see a variable called rar being set to moo. We have check x, checking our input x. Rar equals to hack the site. This doesn't mean anything for the script. We have if x is equal to quote plus rar quotes. We have alert when. Essentially what we're doing here is we're just adding empty strings to rar, and we know rar is moo. So all we need to do is submit moo as our password, because the empty strings don't add anything to our rar string. So if we type in moo and click check password, we get our rar win alert that we see here if our input is equal to moo. If we click OK, it'll give us the you've already done this mission, no points awarded message, but you should get a congratulations message if this is your first time completing this mission. Let's move on to JavaScript 5, escape. Did she say RuneScape? Let's open up the challenge in a new tab. Faith spelled RuneScape wrong. Let's go ahead and inspect our check password button here. We have our on-click event for the check function. Let's go ahead and see what that JavaScript script looks like. We have moo equals unescape, blah, 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 blah. We could try formatting it to see if it gives us anything better. It looks like it couldn't format it properly, so let's just go back to our original source code here. We have moo equals unescape with some hexadecimal numbers. Function check x, so checking our input. If x equals moo, we get this alert here that says, so that's what she means, and then it takes us to the level completion page. So we need to figure out what this unescape function is doing. Well, we can easily reverse engineer this by simply copying this to clipboard and pasting it into the console here. We get the string I love moo. All these hexadecimal characters represent with the percents in front of them are escaped ASCII characters that you would see in a URL address or something similar, right? A lot of times special characters are converted to these HTML encoded characters just for readability purposes for the website, because some applications need them in that URL encoded format in order to work properly. We could have also put this into CyberChef and we would have gotten the same result back. We could have just done from hex, specified the delimiter, and we would have gotten I love moo back as well. So we're going to copy this message and we're going to paste it here. I love moo should be our password. We'll click check password. We get the so that's what she means message, and it should take us to the level completion. Correct. Level up. Let's move on to JavaScript 6, goaway.js. Now you see it? Wait. Let's open this challenge in a new tab. 56er decided to try his hand at JavaScript. All was going well until he realized that he forgot to remove the unused code, which resulted in a confusing mess. He didn't mind. In fact, he did his best to make it even more confusing. Let's go ahead and inspect check password. We get a check pass function this time instead of a check function. Not to worry on that though, because we can still look at the JavaScript for it. We have an index here, but you'll notice that we also have a checkpass.js file. Let's take a look at our index first. We have rar equals moo. We have our check function. We have if x is equal to rar. Let's try formatting this to see if it looks better. Okay, that does look a little bit better. We alert rar when, but we know that we're not calling check here. We're calling check pass. So let's take a look at checkpass.js. Here we actually have the check pass, and this pass parameter is representing our input. If pass equals to rar plus space moo, it'll alert, how did you do that? Good job. And then it'll take us to the level completion. So this index here is a red herring. Our check pass JavaScript script is really what we need to look at. Now, what are rar and moo? Well, they have them defined up here. Rar is moo, and moo is pwns. So our flag should be moo space pwns. So let's try that as our password. Moo space pwns, like so. Click check password. How did you do that? Good job. Click OK. You've already done this mission. No points awarded. All right, so obviously you're going to get that congratulations message if you haven't yet done this challenge. Let's move on to the final JavaScript challenge, JavaScript 7. JS obfuscation for the win. Obfuscation? Let's open up the challenge in a new tab. JS obfuscation FTW. Let's go ahead and inspect our check password here. And we have some JavaScript here. Let's go ahead and see if we can't get a better look at what that looks like in a more beautified format. It definitely looks like a bunch of jargon here. If we click format like so, it fails. That's fine. Let's go back to the inspector. Let's actually take a look at the JavaScript here and see if we can't figure something out. There's the original JavaScript, and here is our onClick event. As you can see here, it says if our password input, that's what this represents right here, it's getting that password string that we put in there, is equal to JuWin, alert you win. So our onClick event is pretty much an indication of what we're seeing right here. And I can prove that too. So if we go back to our debugger here, and we copy and paste this long string of hex into CyberChef, and then we do from hex, you're going to notice that we get that same onClick event that we're seeing in our inspector here. So clearly the password that we need to submit in order to pass this challenge is JuWin. And you can confirm that as well by looking at the onClick event right here. So all this extra obfuscated JavaScript right here, as the challenge indicates, is the equivalent of this deobfuscated onClick event that we see here in our check password button. So all we need to do is submit JuWin as our password for this challenge, and we'll get the you win message. And of course, I've already done this challenge, so no points awarded, but you should get a congratulations message if you complete this challenge for the first time. And with that, we've completed all of the JavaScript challenges for Hack This Site. So, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel to show your support. Turn on post notifications to get regular injections of cyber content directly into your feed. Check out our Patreon, join our Discord, and follow us on Twitter. Links in the description box down below. And leave any feedback or questions in the comments section down below. This is Almond Milk. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, world.